All right.
You're gone.
Okay. Of course, Beatrice would love maybe to start. We have a caller.
Yes. Caller.
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Punchline Africa. Thank you for this program. I just want to use this opportunity to let you understand this man called Obasanjo, who is, parading himself all around Africa. You guys have to be very careful with that man. That man is evil. He is a group of people that has destroyed Africa, especially destroyed people in that part of the world. He spearheaded the killing of Biafra, and today, that man is almost 100 years. Who's supposed to be in old people's home and wait for his kids to take care of him, but he's still destroying the life of young people today. So that man is the problem we are having today. So you guys gotta be very careful with that man. Chase him away from East Africa. Don't allow him to come to Uganda or Kenya. Okay, however, I want to also appeal to you guys to put pressure on Nigeria government to give Biafra time. We want referendum. We want referendum. We are not talking about what we don't want. We are tired of the marriage. We are tired of them. If you are not comfortable in a marriage or in a relationship, will you not ask for divorce? Is there any compromising ground other than getting out of the marriage, or you can wait for your spouse or your dangerous husband to destroy or kill you? Biafra is tired. We are not begging. We are not asking for war. We are not violent.
Thank you very much.
Freedom, and the total freedom we want.
Thank you very much. You said your name is?
My name is Emmanuel. I live in United Arab Emirates. Please let this message go to Obasanjo. You guys go.
Emmanuel, we have government officer from Nigeria calling. Thank you very much. You have to tell him. Hello, caller. Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning. You are talking to Ikenna. I'm calling you from Imo State, Biafraland.
Igbo State, Biafraland itself. Thank you. Your contribution, make it short. We have 100,000 calls that have jammed our station. So we need you to call, be precise. There you are. Your minute is starting now.
The only thing I want to tell you is that you are doing a very good job. Secondly, Biafra can go from Nigeria without war. The UK departed from EU peacefully without war. Why must Biafra be going as Nigeria wants to fight? The corrupt politicians don't want Biafra to go because they know what they are benefiting from Nigeria. Can you imagine in a country where the politicians take this and go across to treat themselves? In the Asoro, the capital territory, there is a hospital there due to billions of dollars. The president himself cannot treat himself there. But when he is sick, he travels abroad to treat himself. This is foolishness. Foolishness in the highest order.
Okay. We got it. Thank you very much. From Igbo and itself, Biafran man. Thank you. We need more calls from the government in Nigeria. What is the situation? We have former leaders like Obasanjo. Let me come to my panel and ignore phones for some time. And the phone callers, give us 10 minutes to discuss the topic. Then you call again, watch us discuss this. We have former leaders like Obasanjo. Most of you who have read what I wrote about Obasanjo, he's coming to play. He's coming. I told you, I warned you that this guy, wherever he goes, there are two people in Africa. Wherever they go, there is a conflict. Kofi Annan and Obasanjo. They have other motives. These are elderly people who should have united people now. But look at the statement that he made yesterday. Very bad statement. About that cannot create unity. That divides the people of Nigeria. What is your comment, Victor Kinani?
I think a lot has been said, and it's time that Africans need to now start listening, because we must listen to the voices of reason, which speak for and advocate for Pan-Africanism, advocate for human rights to be respected, and know who is supposed to lead and who is not supposed to lead, because we cannot have all these voices speaking at the same time, and yet we get to, lose more lives, as it were, and as it is at the moment. I think people need to listen. When the Masangas of this Africa speak, people need to listen to those voices because they are the voices of reason and the voices that want this continent to stop the bloodshed, because this continent, almost every country is almost, staring into an abyss, and we cannot let that to continue.
Linda.
Yes, sadly enough, Olusegun Obasanjo was in power, but did not manage to save the Biafra people. Remember, we say this is not a cry that just started the other day. It's a cry that was there for ages. In 1967, back then, there was that cry for peace, that cry for, having your state in peace, but it did not work to levels whereby, they were merged to be Nigeria and Biafra, of course, as one country. But the Nigerians have failed to give the Biafrans what is called a basic.
Their own countrymen.
Their own countrymen.
It is one country coined together.
Yes.
But some section,
being
the leadership that has emerged has not looked at the problems that actually caused the war. Even in Germany itself, where the Second World War and the First World War emanated, they have gone back, and today they looked at the problems. Do you see any war coming from Germany anymore? No. So what went wrong? What can we say has not happened in Nigeria from 1970 that has sparked more trouble now?
It is simple. The people of Biafra are speaking. They have been marginalized. They are not getting rights that are supposed to be given to a very normal person. So at this juncture, that is basically what has failed Nigerian. That's basically it. And it is sad enough because I realized I was checking on the papers, the latest that you have, there's a Senate minority leader called Godwill, back then, who was saying, you see that the parliament itself actually acknowledges the agitation of Biafra is bound to take Nigerian to shatters. But what are they doing moving forward? If a Senate minority leader can stand on ground and say that if we do not fix this, if we do not give maybe the Biafrans what they basically want, if we do not look at it and say that, this agitation is tamed, then Nigeria is bound to go to tatters. If you know all this and you're the leaders in parliament, you're the leaders in government, moving forward, what are you doing, sincerely speaking? Because you do not want to lead a country that is going to turmoil.
Exactly. Esther Mackenzie, exactly the same question. Where are we? We see this from 1970 to date. Why have things not changed? Why are the leaders, Obasanjos, the Babangidas, why didn't they see this? And now you have them, when they're out of power and they have seen a vacuum, they are now making statements that don't unite, don't even help the situation at all. Some are saying, let's reorganize Nigeria. Have you seen what Babangida said? So, when you were in power, why didn't you think of reorganizing Nigeria? You thought of looting and building libraries, soliciting money everywhere. Then you go home and build a library in the home, rest down, come back. I think, do you know what? Given Obasanjo's operations, I think he's looking for a military coup. Shake my hand. You know what he's going to do? The army is going to be incited. Take it from there. The army is going to incite. I know how he operates. He's going to incite the army, and I'm telling you, Obasanjo is going to incite the army. You will see Nigeria, if the army sees that one part of the country is going away, they will seize power. It's most likely. And that's what he wants. He thrives in seizing power, then he can walk around because the president is not well. You know the vacuum of the hard man, Buhari. And I want to speak to General Abubakar. You are my friend, come, ring me. This is the number. General Abubakar, I want to find your views. Yes, you overthrew a government also, but you are now my friend. I forgave you of what you did in Zimbabwe in 2002. But now let's talk nicely like friends. Talk to us, General Abubakar, wherever you are, sir, former president of Nigeria for short-lived time, presidency, but you are still alive. What is going on in your country? You are elders. Why don't you sit down and get these people together so that we don't have a war coming again? Esther.
All right. There's something you've mentioned about a military coup, and then I remembered a story about Gambia. It's something that we had forgotten. A story I saw on the African news that Adama Barrow, his life is in danger because some of the. All right.
Okay. Hold. We have a caller who has interrupted you.
All right.
Caller, you are calling from Nigeria, and from which state your name? And a brief, please.
Yeah.
Brief, please. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hello, good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Please, I just want to contribute just a little something in this country called Nigeria. What I want to contribute? At the 2002, when Obama killed Osama bin Laden. I'm calling from the part of Nigeria, northern part of Nigeria. When Americans killed Osama bin Laden, northern Muslim people, caught our people, Biafrans. What is happening there in America, between America with Osama, and they came this country and in order to clean our people. So why Christian, why Obama killed Osama bin Laden? They kill our people. If I show you my back, you don't speak it for me. The same thing happened in 2011 when Buhari lose election. He lose election 2011, and he called into that had 1 million youth. That's time that people carry knives and killing our people, killing their friends. We cannot stay with these people. We want to go. Knowledge is not by force. If that knowledge doesn't work, let us go. These people, common northern states of almost 90 northern states in Nigeria, you cannot see a Biafran man call a DPO or commissioner. They travel to Biafran and everybody there, everybody is DPO, general, everybody is Muslim and Sama. But here in the north, you cannot find a single Biafran man as a DPO. Common DPO, my brother. We are suffering. People step up. We want to go. Please.
Okay, thank you very much. From Nigeria, we have heard your cries. We want solutions. We want also to suggest that what you are saying, we have heard all this cry. You are suffering. In your own country, you can't go to the north. You are told to go back to Biafra. So these are some of the cries. I think that's what he's saying. So let's get another two calls. Another one is on this side. Okay, thank you very much, caller. Your name from German?
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. My name is...
Can you reduce the volume?
Yeah?
Reduce the volume of your PC first.
My name is Amande. I'm calling from Germany, Stuttgart, please.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really thank you for the program. And the gentleman in the middle of the two ladies, I thank the ladies, but I want to make my contribution first. We have a problem in Nigeria. We need the country to divide. The reason why is, if you're a Christian, you cannot go to Abuja, Kaduna, Kano, Meduguri, Sokoto, and preach your gospel, the gospel of God. On 7th of August, a woman was beheaded. His head was cut off in Abuja because of his preaching. The present Emir of Kano, Lamidu Sanusi, beheaded one Igbo man they called Gideon Akaloka. Everywhere in Nigeria, they don't like us. So we want to go. The option is, let them give us a date for referendum. Okay. They can do whatever they like with their country.
We have had...
But the problem is, we are tired of Nigeria.
We have heard you. Thank you very much. Continue watching.
Okay.
I think the tally must be taking how many people want to go. And finally, we shall have an opinion poll. Yes, your name from Nigeria, please. And which state you are calling from?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
I'm calling from Nigeria, commercial city of Nigeria, Lagos.
Okay. What?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. You are on air. Tell us your comment or your question.
Okay. Okay. I want to thank you people for the good work you are doing.
Thank you.
I like this program. I just started following you people last week,
yes.
And I commend you, especially. I don't know your name, the man or the papa or the brother that is there. I commend you for your view and your work. May God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you too. Keep fighting for freedom, but don't fight with arms. Use dialogue, talk. Yes.
We the people of Biafra, the world at large know us as a peaceful people. As far as Southeast in Nigeria is concerned, we are the most peaceful people in this part of Nigeria. But now, because of the country you belong, that you call your country, you are not recognized. In every government security agencies, we are not you cannot see an Igbo man in custom office. You cannot see an Igbo man in military office. You cannot see an Igbo man in any security agencies in Nigeria. So the country you say you call yourself, you belong to, and you are not recognized. What we are asking is give us the date of referendum. The marriage is over and it's not by force. How can you be saying we must be a one Nigeria and you are not practicing one Nigeria? It's a fraud. Thank you, may God bless you.
Thank you very much, our brother. Thank you. We are only giving you a platform so that you don't go into a sharp conflict. We want you to continue talking. Let's take the last one of the calls in this session, and then we come back to discuss, and we cross over to Kampala to listen to what is going on, especially on the issue of Sudan and other areas that are affecting us. Thank you very much. My panel, I come back to you. Wait, those who want to call after 15 minutes. Then there will be calls will open again. Our lines will open after 15 minutes when we take in comments. For now, we want to punch down, call punch. We call punch first and then cross over to Kampala while it is being prepared. Let me begin with you, Alera.
Well, I think at this juncture it's pretty simple, Daktari. You realize that politics, controls basically everything, or operations of a specific country. And I think it's high time that the people of Biafra are given a chance to dictate their political destiny. Look at the question of, presidency. They've never even seen a president, from Biafra actually representing the Nigerians. Look at the question that they are bringing aboard. They have no proper representation in different arms of government. And I think it's very, very important when you have such presentation, because we say, politics again in Africa is determined by, ethnicity and all that. So if you have your very own people on ground, they will come and represent you fully. So in the event that you're locked out in these different arms of government, in the event that you're locked out in these, different states of the government or different spots of the government, you realize that, of course, you're going to be denied the chance to stand as a people. So moving forward, mine is simple. I think they should be given a chance to dictate their political destiny. At this juncture, then they will move forward and they will know how to handle some of the resources they are producing. They will know how to handle some of the things. They will find proper spaces for the people of Biafra. Politics is playing a huge role, and they should be given a chance to do and to look into actually their political destiny.
As we program and balance this act, because we don't want to look like we are the station agitating for breakup of people, yet at the same time, we are looking for Pan-African integration. We want to say we are just here to listen to views of the people and give people space, just as we did give space in Gambia. Although Adama Barrow has not listened to our advice, he's listening to the French and the Kofi Annan. That's why a military coup is being plotted on him. And he won't stay there, Mr. Adama Barrow. Mr. Security Guard, Yeah, talk to us. You are now a president, but this is the station that made most Gambians, wherever they are. And if you are not ashamed, you don't even ring us to call us, to thank us. You have taken over power. But now you don't listen to us who helped you to take over power. That's why there are military coups being plotted. And don't be shocked that Yahya will be back. Could be back. Yes, because they are listening to Kofi Annan advice. Anybody listening to Kofi Annan advice on this continent will have a military coup, will have an uprising. That's what he did. That's what he has done. Look at Syria. Look at Syria. The first envoy that UN sent to Syria was Kofi Annan. He wanted to dismember Assad. Have you seen the tape of Clinton, Madame Clinton, as a Secretary of State? I want to play it here. You see what she has said. And today we have people bombing us, killing us, calling themselves ISIS, stabbing us on the streets of London. We did not know. Kumbe, they were being funded by the America. Have you seen? Did you see that video? But you are not in the systems of international operations. So I'm going to play it for you. And I want us to go together, the whole team of us. We have to go towards internationalism. It is the best subject that you can enjoy, Victor Kinani. Let me come to Mackenzie. Your summary on this topic.
All right, my summary is just to say that when you look at it keenly, this is a movement that has been growing day by day, year by year, and now you can see the cause of secession have grown very stronger each day. And maybe the mistake the Nigerian government did was maybe to ignore these Biafrans, no matter how maybe the voices were small during those days. Now they are commemorating 50 years since the Biafra war. But when you look at it, I think the process of trying to unify Biafra with the rest of Nigeria has never been smooth, or it never even actually happened completely. And that is where the problem is. So maybe the Nigerian government did not look at it or did not see it as a threat, or did not see that it will come out to be a problem later in the year. But when you look at it now, we have a new crop of activists from the Biafran side of it, and it is very strong. And as much as you say this is an Pan-African station, we don't maybe ask for countries to separate. I think this is a very big challenge for the Nigerian government.
Thank you very much, Esther. The train has already left the station?
Yes, I think.
In Nigeria?
I think the train has already left the station. Right now, as we speak, you know, the voices are getting louder by the day.
Yes.
And it seems the tide is just too high that the Nigerian government may soon not be able to, you know, go through it. So they better do something sooner rather than later.
Joseph from the Republic of Zimbabwe in Harare, wherever he is a Nigerian who would like to right now tell us more about this problem, the origin, the solution. What do we do from here and where do we go from here? Over to you, Joseph. Joseph, 50 years after the war, you have resurrected another chaos by asking now, this one you want to go away. For us who have given you a platform, want to know the problems. What are these that made you people of Biafra to decide to say enough is enough? There you are. Chip in, sir. Take it away.
Number one, Nigeria is a faulty creation. It was created by the British only for their economic interest. And that creation was wrong. When you are building a house and you have a faulty foundation, it must remain faulty.
Yes.
And it's quite unfortunate. Before the Civil War, our leader Ojukwu tried every possible best means to have a peaceful resolution.
Yes.
They went to Aburi and have an Aburi Accord, which all the both parties agreed.
Yes.
And when the Lagos government got back to Lagos, the British government told them, no, why do you agree on that? Don't implement that agreement. That is the first imperialism into an African affair. The Nigerian government went away and killed 3 million of Biafrans only because British is interested in the oil in Biafra land. So there is no basis of unity in Nigeria. There are things that unite people is culture, religion, and way of thinking. All those three things I mentioned to you in Nigeria is totally opposite. We never be one from day one. Biafra has been existing before the colonial master came. All we are asking is for a referendum. Let us go back to where we are before, because there is no basis of oneness in Nigeria. We are not the same people. It never worked before. It's not working, and it cannot work. All we are saying is, give us referendum. Let us go our own way. Could you imagine in a country called Nigeria, if there is a cartoon in Denmark, the Hausas will go on street and slaughter Biafrans? Where is the oneness? In this 21st century, a woman was cut off his head and paraded in the street. No one has been persecuted. I can name thousands of mass slaughter, massacring of our people by the Northerners, and no one is being brought to justice. They are even been crowned the prince and the kings for killing Biafrans. So all we are saying is enough is enough. Let us go our own way. And I want to say it categorically clear. British should remove their colonization ideology in this continent, Africa. They are our greatest problems. They know Nigeria never won for the first day they created it. Because one of the Lord Lugard they sent to amalgamate Nigeria wrote to them that Nigeria is like mixing oil with water. They don't want to separate that country because they are interested in the oil in Biafra land. They are using subconscious people in Africa to oppress the conscious ones. That is what is happening in Nigeria. We want referendum. Okay. Thank you so much. While I'm still on the line, waiting for more contributions. Thank you, Mr. Matanga. I'm so happy for your program. You can be able to bring what is happening in this continent to the life of the whole world. Because BBC and CNN, they all put a blackout in issue what is happening in Biafra land. Because their double standard in human rights, in value of life. If one person is killed in UK, the whole world will hear it. Exactly. For thousands and thousands have been murdered in Biafra land. You can hear it in BBC and CNN. Exactly. We are saying we want a referendum. Nigeria is not meant to be one. All we Biafrans are asking is for a referendum. Thank you so much. I'm hanging on to come back later.
Okay. Thank you very much, Joseph from Harare, the capital city of Zimbabwe. You have had it. Viewers in the whole world, wherever you are, this is something that has been hidden. CNN, Al Jazeera, they are not talking about it. They are talking about one small symptom of from Nigeria themselves. They are saying some people are being beheaded. When they are in northern parts of Nigeria, you are beheaded because you are preaching. So the factors are a mixture, a cocktail. It's a cocktail of disaster. So, Esther, chip in. Is watching from
Zimbabwe.
Others are watching.
All right.
And we shall meanwhile link up with our Kampala correspondent who is in Kampala. Hold on the line. We link you with Kampala and ourselves. Are we able to do that? So that we hear. Because it was Kampala where the peace agreement of Biafra was hammered. Yes, part of it, the Kampala Accord between Biafra, between Ojukwu and Gowan. It brought in very many people.